Okay, so very good evening to all our Sports Today family members, and yes, we are here for a very important match as well as developments that are taking place side by side in the India versus Australia second test in Delhi. So looking at it straight away, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup clashes today, India versus West Indies. West Indies have won the toss and they have chosen to bat. And for India, there is probably the likelihood that Smriti Mandhana will be back in today, because remember, okay, Smriti Mandhana and Devika Vaidya are back for the Indian team. Remember, Smriti Mandhana had missed the first game against Pakistan, and that was the reason was she had a injured finger during the World T20 warm-up game against Australia. And we saw yet again, Virat Kohli had done it against Pakistan in Melbourne, Jemima Rodriguez at Cape Town, putting in a magnificent show. Pakistan blown away by her knock and Richa Ghosh's blitz. Today, equation is simple. If India win, then they stay on top, and their next game against England is a virtual decider as to who will be the semi-finalists in that ICC T20 World Cup. We know that three teams are all but certain: India, England and Australia. From the other group, unfortunately, the likes of South Africa and Sri Lanka, they are caught up in a tussle because Sri Lanka have really upset the apple cart. Win over South Africa, then you may see that they also defeated Bangladesh. And now their next two games are against New Zealand and Australia, unfortunately.
So two tricky ones there.
Two tricky ones. For India, the worst thing now is if they lose this, their next encounter is against England. But in the past, the India women's cricket team have had a decent record against England. Knocked them out in the medal race in the Commonwealth Games. They defeated in the semi-final. Even in the in the bilateral series that was there, they defeated them there as well.
There was the India-West Indies tri-series, right?
In the recent India-South Africa-West Indies tri-series, it was India who had beaten West Indies on both the occasions. South Africa on both the occasions. But they lost to South Africa in the key final when it mattered. But today the news that we have is that Smriti Mandhana is back.
And West Indies are
batting first.
Arman saying that she would have wanted to bat first as well.
Exactly. So that is how this is. And let me just add what has happened in this Women's T20 World Cup so far.
Yeah.
Especially related to India and their build-up. India lost a bilateral series to Australia 1-4 before this. And it was Richa Ghosh who managed to ensure that at least India took the game to a super over.
Yeah.
Then in the tri-series that was there, India, South Africa and West Indies, India won all the league stages but lost to South Africa in the final. In the warm-ups, they lost to Australia very badly, but they defeated Bangladesh. Now in this, they had a close shave against Pakistan, the inexperience of the Pakistan team, and later on I remember one of the
bowlers... Would you call it a close shave though? You won with one over to spare, then 7 wickets in hand.
At one stage it seemed, but still when you had 7 wickets in hand, you were still in with a better chance than what Pakistan had at that moment. You needed 41 of the last 4 overs with 7 wickets in hand, with one set batter there at the crease, and Richa Ghosh, we know what she's capable of, a hard hitter of the ball, and she can, and what was expected of her, she did that. Hats off to Jemima Rodriguez also. You know, the way she batted, especially those last 3 boundaries that she hit. One shuffled across her stumps and guided that ball to the square leg boundary,
and then a cut shot,
and then a pull shot, and then the final inside out over the covers, I believe, that stroke
but for
to
Jemima
finish things off.
Break loose, I would say it was very important how Richa played, because only after she got those successive boundaries did she get the license. She really opened up, and then you had just about 22 runs
and
to
in
chase,
fact,
and then those runs
at that stage, if I remember correctly, that's why I'm saying, she played her role to perfection. Why? Because you had somebody like Richa Ghosh who needed to increase the tempo, and she did that, really well. And thereafter, when you were safe, Jemima was sure that she could also go for those runs, and she did that, comfortably winning that game with an over to spare.
And remember, this is a very important game because this is the first game in the new era. Why I say new era?
WPL.
The first game after the
the
WPL auctions were conducted.
Does that put pressure on Smriti now?
No, I think it was historic. She is now the most expensive buy. She was the first buy and she was the most expensive buy in the
And it was
women's
Trying to
expected
recall
also.
how it really played out in the IPL. You know, when Yuvraj became the most expensive, I don't think he really fired the season.
Nah,
I think
yeah.
MS Dhoni was the one.
The season
I'm
just
talking
taking-
about the inaugural, inaugural auction.
Inaugural, I was just taking names, let's say. Yuvraj with 16 crores. Oh, did they have players always have? What's been the history? I'm just trying to recall.
I mean, see, Chris Morris 16.25 did not perform well.
Jaidev Unadkat.
Jaidev Unadkat, I think that season that he had with RPS, I think that was good, but I think he wasn't the
With
most
RPS
expensive
maybe,
at that time.
perhaps, yeah.
Then, when he was bought back for record sum by RR, he didn't perform well. Then, the most expensive buy, if you have to look at it, Gambhir did well. I mean, Gautam Gambhir was the first guy to go past
Around
10 crore.
I think 12 or
2.4
14.
million USD, I guess.
I thought he got around 12 or 14 CR, no?
Huh.
If I remember correctly.
Oh, he was one of the most expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was, he
that
was.
10,
auction,
11, something like that, right?
that auction he was.
And he changed Kolkata Knight Riders'
Yes.
fortunes tremendously.
Yes.
Yuvraj Singh did
Two
not.
times.
Then let's see among all this current lot,
Sam
Sam Curran, Ben Stokes,
Green.
Although Green, I don't know. We'll come to the India vs Australia build up a little later after this.
course.
But Cameron Green, and of course we know that Ben Stokes 16 crores, and one of CSK's bowlers who was bought, he is already looking in doubt for the IPL, by the way, because Kyle Jamieson has had a recurrence of the stress fracture out of the New Zealand tests for both England and Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And whether he plays in the IPL remains to be seen. Remember, stress fractures in Chennai Super Kings don't go well at all. Remember Deepak Chahar? Deepak Chahar was bought for 14 crores, but he didn't play a single game in that IPL season of 2022. So, lot of problems there. So, WPL auction, new era for the India women's team. And
I think for women's cricket on the whole.
I think somewhere down the line we are trying to hype up the WPL a lot, because I'll tell you why. The first mover advantage. Who had the first mover advantage in women's cricket? The WBBL. The WBBL set the original benchmark. The IPL is coming, WPL is coming after 7-8 years after the inaugural edition of the WBBL.
But you know, considering the money that BCCI has or can splurge, and secondly the eyeballs that you would get, so I think that is one of the reasons why this Women's Premier League is being looked at as the game changer. Although I agree with you, the Women's Big Bash League there in Australia, you know, in fact, even the fans there turn out in great numbers, by the way.
And they played in all corners of
I
Australia.
think that's one area where we as a nation, I think, will be playing catch up.
Yep.
You know, will we be able to reflect those numbers in the stadiums? That's going to be the thing to look forward.
But you know, this is the first step, and in times to come, you will see some major developments and improvements here. Like for example, you know, this year you had just 12 crores as
But
the
it's going
first.
to increase.
That will increase in times to come. Maybe if it is a success, why not more franchisees? Why not more teams?
Yes.
To add to the existing 5 teams. So things will change. I think you also have to be very cautious to start with. You cannot. I think that BCCI has done that. Why? See, they've restricted it to 5 teams, and also there's a loyalty towards the teams, and that is where I think the Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals, and RCB, you know, they have a fan base that will help this Women's Premier League to maybe at least get a few eyeballs, not a few eyeballs, but some major eyeballs. And thereafter, you have 2 new teams also, UP Warriors and Gujarat Giants. So you have 2 teams from there also, at least one of the franchisee owners. I'm talking about the Gujarat one. You know, they were involved in that bidding process for the Gujarat Titans. So unfortunately, or for them, they couldn't make it. They couldn't get that.
And what a sight it was to see Mithali Raj there at the table mentoring.
Yes.
She's a team mentor. And
She was with the UP.
No, she's with Gujarat.
Gujarat
Giants. And remember, RCB already have made all the noises that they had to make with their auction buys and with appointing
Sania Mirza
as their team mentor. And Sania Mirza in that.
Well, she certainly knows a bit about cricket.
Of course.
Rahul's nailed it.
Of course, that's about it. But imagine Mandhana, Elise Perry in the same team. Man.
Yeah, I think it was expected. I doubt if anybody would have asked us or anybody that who would be the highest paid player in this
It was an
auction.
easy call.
I think it would have been.
I was actually thinking Harmanpreet, but yes, Mandhana deserved it.
But I was surprised that 6 of the Indian cricketers, by the way, got more than Harmanpreet. By the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Richa Ghosh included.
Rishabh Ghosh,
Almost everybody,
Shefali
every
did.
prominent.
Shefali expected.
Jemima did.
Yeah.
Then
You had Smriti, Jemima, Richa Ghosh,
Deepti Sharma.
Deepti Sharma, Pooja
Vastrakar.
Pooja Vasarkar, I think 2.2.
2.2 crores
No.
for Mumbai Indians. I
No,
think.
no, 1.9 I think.
1.9.
1.9 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And there's one more name that we are missing here.
Renuka Singh.
No.
Not really.
Yeah, Renuka I think went for a.
So 1.8. So
In the top 5, you had 3 Indians. You had Smriti, you had Jemima, you had Shefali.
You had
Deepti. Deepti
You had
got
Deepti,
2.2
yes.
and then
Jemima got
got-
2.2.
I think Deepti got 2.4, no?
That
Deepti got
we'll have to check.
2.4,
2.6 and Jemima
2.2. Then you had Shefali, Richa Ghosh.
Shefali was at
Because I think these Gen Z cricketers, Shefali, Richa Ghosh, they're all young cricketers. Smriti, despite the kind of experience that she has,
She's still
she's still very young.
Yep.
I think
she's
she's 26. She's 26. Jemima is
24.
24.
And she's already played international cricket for a good couple of years.
Yeah, Shefali more than a couple of years.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I think for 5 years.
Yeah. She's been playing for quite a long time. Then you have Shefali and Richa, both 29 years old. Oh, sorry, 19 years
19
old.
years.
19
Couple
years.
of them are already world
Most of the
champions.
under 19 cricketers got their
Yes,
awards. With,
Tita's there, Parshavi did,
so did Shweta Sehrawat.
Shweta did.
Delhi and UP went after them in a big way. UP Warriors and Delhi Capitals went after our
Very
under
interesting
19
how
stars.
Delhi have had hold of most under 19 World Cup champions,
And-
barring a certain Virat Kohli.
I know.
They managed to get Prithvi, they managed to
No,
get
no.
Unmuk.
By the way, Virat also has played for Delhi.
The Capitals.
Yeah, not Daredevils, but earlier it was Delhi Daredevils. So Delhi, they have this fascination of under 19 winning captains.
Yes,
By the way,
yes.
be it Virat Kohli, Prithvi Shaw, Yash Dhul, or
Unmuk
now Unmuk Chand, and now you have Shefali.
Shefali Verma, yes.
So
So,
they signed all, but Virat, they had the option, but they went for Sangwan.
oh yes.
No, but I think Virat did play for
No.
Never.
Right from the
Delhi had
beginning.
the option. Delhi had the
Okay,
option.
I stand corrected.
But they went for a Pradeep Sangwan ahead of Virat Kohli.
man.
One of those stories which will always be.
No, but Pradeep Sangwan at that time was very good.
But to
Left
be
arm
fair,
palm.
what the Delhi management later on in the years to come, what they've said was that back then, whatever the squad composition was, they needed a bowler, and Pradeep had done enough to get their eyeballs.
Absolutely. But again, looking at the cost, the most expensive buy is rupees 3.4 crores. That is 1/6 of Sam Curran's most expensive rate, 18.5.
By the way, just to add more perspective to how big this WPL is already,
Yeah.
you know, we're still, 4th of March is when the first match was.
4th March, yes.
The likes of Smriti Mandhana with that 3.4 crore price tag, that is double the money that a Babar Azam, by the way, gets in the PSL.
Yep. See, PSL, if you look at it, the purse is extremely low.
Yeah. So
For the WPL, I think was about 4 times the rate, the purse that was available. 4 times the rate of the PSL.
So that just gives you, see,
franchises.
Are you sure?
That's what I read somewhere. I mean,
I'm not too
mistaken.
sure of the multiplier, the 4-time multiplier.
Or broadcast rights, I'm pretty sure, you know,
Yes.
100, 1000, almost 1000 crores is quite a
952 crores, right? Was
So usually what happens is whatever the broadcast rights are sold for, so 50% of that goes to the franchisee.
franchisees,
So I know there are franchisees. For example, Gujarat franchisee was bought for over 1200 crores. So but there are other franchisees, 4 other franchisees. So each of those franchisees will get 100 crores each. So they immediately make
Money.
with that broadcast rights, and 12 crores I understand. That's what I'm saying, you know, you have to be a little cautious with regards to Women's Premier League. I understand it's a good initiative. Maybe in times to come you will see a better growth where the base price will also increase from 50 lakhs to maybe it can go up to a crores or you never know.
It will. I think 3 years this will be the same. After that, remaining 2
No,
years of the
every year
cycle.
I think there is this thing. For player, this thing, I think every year.
5 teams for 3 years. Then on the 4th and the 5th year, you'll get a 6th team.
No, I was talking about the salary cap. I think that increases year on year.
There's exponential. Yes. So, Andrea, one of our family members had pointed out that her Devika Vaidya got 1.4 crores. She replaces Harleen Deol.
Yeah.
And Harleen Deol.
Devika is in?
Yeah, Devika Vaidya is in this team. And although I don't want to be a spoil sport, but there are dark clouds over Cape Town. We could see a rain impacted game.
No, but then I would say I haven't seen the conditions out there. But I would surely go. I would be interested in batting second. I would like to bat second.
Because I could
if you're
see,
looking at DLS.
Yeah, I could see dark clouds over Table Mountain.
What was the pitch? Were we able to?
No, we
gauge
couldn't
the
see.
pitch?
We couldn't see the pitch, so that is why. So Akash Bharat was saying, Richa goes down the order. Does she provide the stability?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think
For RCB, she will be a game changer at the lower order because you have Mandhana's explosive batting at the top.
You have Perry also.
And you have Richa Ghosh. What a team!
No, that's how the modus operandi for RCB has always been.
Get all the Galacticos.
Big batters, the likes of Virat Kohli, Chris Gayle, AB de Villiers.
Yuvraj Singh. You had a Gill as well. Gale as well.
Yeah, Yuvraj Singh was also in RCB.
Was also there.
And you had all the others, but what a...
And off late you had a finisher in Dinesh Karthik also.
They still have. Yeah, so that is the same thing that we have to look at. So see, that is the weather condition actually not looking that good.
Cobra Head, you can earn 5,000 rupees if you want.
Exactly.
But don't worry, Cobra, don't worry. We will discuss about it. But to be very honest, if you ask me, there is nothing earth-shattering in that conversation. Firstly, I don't... personally, if you ask me, I don't know, people may have different views on that. But, for me, sting operations is a breach of trust. First, I gain your trust. And then when you believe me, then you just open up a bit and I betray you. So, that's one thing. Secondly, whatever has been spoken in that conversation, I think there is nothing earth-shattering. There is nothing that you people have not heard of on this channel. In fact, over the years, in the last 1 year, 2 years, we have mentioned all these things. As far as ego clashes are concerned, I think it's an age-old story that we've heard in every cricket team, by the way. We've seen the likes of Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev sharing the same dressing room. Kapil Dev was the captain, and immediately soon after he won that World Cup in '83, it didn't take too long before Sunil Gavaskar was appointed as the captain. So ego clashes. As far as Virat's removal is concerned, I don't think there is anything extra mentioned in that conversation that you already didn't know, because it was all crystal clear. Virat once said that I was, in fact, when I said that I want to relinquish my captaincy, that decision was taken in a very good spirit.
Yes.
But thereafter, Saurav said that we did try to, ask him if you can, reconsider your decision. And thereafter, there was one person, by the way, who was asked to go and take those bullets. That was Chetan Sharma, the chief selector. He came for that press conference on 31st of December 2021. You would remember that press conference where he was asked what exactly happened, and he narrated the entire story that we wanted Virat to continue. So that you had already heard that story. Then what else do you want to know? You tell me, as far as taking medicines and injections are concerned, you tell me one cricketer if you know of who has never taken an injection. By the way, it is documented. Yes. Somebody like Rohit Sharma, I'm just giving you a recent case in Bangladesh when he broke his thumb. you would remember he came out to bat way down the order, got that 50, and with that broken thumb, you really think that he didn't take any injection?
He had to take pain.
Hanuma Vihari in that Sydney test with that broken leg, he also took those injections. Ashwin has remember, you would remember Rishabh Pant in that Sydney test. So it's it is just that it is being just because it's
in black and white now.
It's a sting operation. That is the reason why it is being projected as something of a revelation. It's not a revelation. The revelation was already made long ago. So just, and I need my $5,000 by the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will come back to this important
match, and also another important game that will happen in 2 days' time. Now, Aditya Mohanty is asking me, how can I now troll RCB when they now have Smriti and Perry? Yeah, Aditya, I do want to change. I will not troll RCB anymore.
Not the women's team.
Not the women's premier, not the women's team, because they have there is a thing. No, what made you fall in love with cricket? And the first individual who I really wanted to just see her, just to ensure that how cricket is a beautiful game, it was Elise Perry. She is a bona fide legend. Look at, I remember her athleticism, and remember, that was the first time I read that she was a double international.
Yes.
Matildas, she plays soccer and World Cup winner, man, and what an athlete. And I remember that football skills that she used in the 2010 T20 World Cup final. Straight drive, but Perry used a boot and the game was won. Phenomenal. And also Smriti Mandhana, one of the best cricketers.
I think 2017, if someone caught the eye when that World Cup, was Smriti Mandhana.
And
and of course Harmanpreet as well.
But the game changer was Harmanpreet.
And you can't find more stylish player than Smriti Mandhana, because she's a left. When I say stylish, I'm saying a stylish left-hander than Smriti Mandhana. You had one more, Chamira Atapattu. Chamari Atapattu. But I was actually shocked, not even surprised that nobody picked her.
Yep.
It was pretty surprising to me at least. But then
even Daniel Wyatt of England wasn't picked. Heather Knight, I think, was not.
She got
accelerated auction.
She made her feelings very clear on social media.
Yes.
Danny Wyatt was heartbroken.
I know. And that is the main problem.
It was a shocker.
And also, Megan Schutt, when she was initially not picked, I was like, what? You're not picking Megan Schutt,
but she was picked for 1.7 is a steal.
It is. As I told you, the most expensive buy in the WPL is 1/6 of the most expensive buy.
One of the more decorated players at the auction.
So by the way, I'll just interrupt you guys. So Smriti Mandhana, Shefali Verma, Jemima Rodriguez, Harmanpreet Kaur, Richa Ghosh, Deepti, Pooja Vastrakar, Devika Vaidya, Radha Yadav,
Rajeshwari
Gaikwad, and who's the last guy?
Renuka Singh.
Acha, Renuka, that fast bowler.
Huh?
Yeah.
Radha Yadav.
Yes, Radha Yadav.
Both left arm spinners are playing, no? Yeah. Radha and
you need gun fielders, and Radha Yadav is one of them.
Radha did drop a catch in the previous match.
Yes.
She showed glimpses of her brilliance also, but the fielding was a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah. I think it was just
that's something that they need to correct over here.
We were just a shade better than Pakistan.
Yes.
Because Pakistan were woeful in the field, and so were we. Just that we were not as bad as Pakistan.
Yes.
But you never, when you're competing against teams like England, Australia, even New Zealand for that matter. By the way, that is where all these misses will be very, very costly.
New Zealand are the only team that look all but out of this World T20 semi-finals because their net run rate is a miserable -4.
But so could the Windies also by the end of it, because of that miserable loss that they had with 33 balls to spare, another
7 wickets.
So their net run rate doesn't look good at all.
But at least I'm glad that one of the legends got her due. She was picked, I think, in the crore bracket in the Women's Premier League auction. Deandra Doughton.
Doughton got picked.
Most likely she'll open with which team?
She's at Mumbai, right?
I'm not sure.
But
she got picked. I remember.
Yeah.
She got picked, and
but right towards the end.
Exactly.
Right towards the end.
So that is why 5 for 5 and the first T20 century women's cricket. Deandra Doughton.
भाई लोगों ने बोल तो दिया और कितना बोले.
Any other comments that we missed?
Acha, I'll take a few questions. Okay, Davis Cricket is saying I want KL Rahul to be dropped for non-performance in the last few tests. But I don't want KL to be dropped. I want KL to score runs.
Yep.
That's what I want, and I want the player who's scoring runs should get a place in that 11, not a non-perf. If it is KL Rahul, he should get a place in the 11. If it is Shubman Gill, he should. But second test match in Delhi, KL Rahul, most likely 99.99%, most likely he will open with Rohit Sharma unless something drastic happens.
And the other thing we know about the playing 11 is that Shreyas Iyer is a walk-in.
Yeah, Shreyas Iyer is I think we said it yesterday also. That Shreyas Iyer will bat at number 5 in place of Suryakumar Yadav, who made his debut in the last test match. Unfortunately, got just one chance to bat because India won that game by an innings.
Yep.
But then, okay, Akash Bhardwaj is saying if India goes to the World Test Championship final, okay, will it be a 50-50? Akash, you also have to remember that the test match is going to be played at the Oval. And if you ask India, one venue where they would actually want to play in England, it would be Oval. So it would also depend how the Indians fare in this particular series. What if India win the series 4-0? You know, they will not just have the bragging rights, but they'll also have the confidence going into that World Test Championship final. So maybe, you know, after a very, very long time, finally, you could actually get an ICC trophy.
You could, and as they say, no, Sone pe suhag, you may get 2 in 2023 if that happens. Because see, 3 if you want to look at, but
one you've already got, no?
The under 19
you've already won.
No, I'm saying even this. A chance, but again I'm saying.
So you can actually win 4, no?
You can win 4. And but
could be that golden year in the history of Indian cricket.
But remember, the T20 World Cup, if you look at it, it is 3-4 teams slugging it out only to meet Australia in the
final. And if Shivali and if India wins this one also, I think then India should...
They'll be like the West Indies of 2016.
Then India should get Shefali to play in the World Test Championship final and the ODI World Cup.
Of course. That will happen. Because see, Shefali led you to the inaugural Under-19 World Cup title.
And she, by the way, then would be the most decorated player to be playing then.
Of course. So remember, India, and today, a momentous day, India are now the number 1 team in all formats. That is the biggest update. And unlike last time, this is no technical glitch by the ICC because we had to give a disclaimer. There is no glitch so far. We pray there is no glitch in the ICC. Number 1 in T20Is, Tests and ODIs. Suryakumar Yadav leads the batting charts. Hardik Pandya is number 2nd in the T20I all-rounders chart. In the test match all-rounders, it's the spin twins. You know,
Siddharth, I agree. You know, things like these do matter, and because we also mention it quite a lot of time. You know, if India, if they win against Australia, we always say that we've beaten the number 1 ranked team. You know, they have a number 1 ranked player in their ranks. A lot of things. But you also have to realize that eventually what matters is these trophies.
Yes.
Because, you know, one season you play overseas. Most of your test cricket you're playing overseas. Next season you'll play majority of your test cricket at home. So when you're playing at home, you will win majority of the test matches, most of the test matches. So of course it's an achievement. It also tells you how you've played in the last 1 year or for that duration of time. But what eventually would matter is that ICC trophy, and we hope that India.
And remember, Oval June 7th to 11th, reserve day of 12th. And remember 2 more things. If India win the Delhi Test, they will remain number 1. And if they win the series 4-0, and if Sri Lanka manage to do the unthinkable and beat New Zealand 2-0, then we'll have an India-Sri Lanka final. Yes, Australia will get knocked out.
Lots of permutation combinations there. But speaking of this match, by the way, the ball's doing its bid and it's seeming conditions.
It's Renuka Singh
and South Africa.
And Renuka Singh, who's been a superb exponent of swing and seam for the past 1 year. Remember, she ended 2022 as the top-ranked bowler. And her ability to generate in-swing and out-swing in all conditions makes her
Good first over to begin with.
Yep. And you want to take Aditya Monti's super chat?
Okay, Aditya is saying there was nothing new in that sting operation apart from that injection thing. At least I had heard most of those stuff multiple times over the last 1 year on our platforms. Yes,
Absolutely.
Aditya, you are bang on. Even the injection thing that you're talking about, the way it has been presented may look a little, sort of a conspiracy or a controversial remark, but how things are, how things function in the BCCI. If Ravindra Jadeja gets injured today, or for example, now everybody knows that Shreyas Iyer is injured. Okay, he went to NCA and for his rehab. Then his fitness, he got a fitness certificate from the NCA.
Yeah.
Now, when he joins, now that he's already joined the Indian camp here, you would have heard Rahul Dravid today. He said that we'll see how he comes up in the next couple of days, and they've got their first wicket.
Break
Yes.
as well. Pooja.
Haley Matthews.
Pooja Vastragar. Yeah. So it's not that even, so there are channels, there are steps as to how the performance and the fitness of a player will be measured. And now that he's got a fitness certificate from the NCA and he is fit enough, now the team management, they also have a few doctors and physios with them. They will also check his fitness, whether he is match fit or not.
Yes.
So that is how things work. And I exactly, I can't think of any player, especially in competitive sport, any competitor that who has never played a match or not participated in a competition being 100% fit or not being 100% fit. So at times you take these sort of painkillers, and there, just to use that word doping, maybe that makes the story worth selling, but that's not the case. These cricketers are everything they intake. You have doctors, you have specialists who tell them what to take and what not to take, because anti-doping rule violations, what it can cost.
Yep.
And so these are intelligent enough, these players are intelligent enough, educated enough in terms of what to take and what not to take. So that's it. As you said, you've heard majority of these things on our platforms.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
Indeed.
In fact, that ego thing that one of our family members mentioned, the other day we did a story on R. Sridhar's book where he mentions about this ego thing between Rohit and Virat, how Ravi Shastri got them into a room, got it addressed ahead of the World Cup. So we've been talking about it all along.
Absolutely.
Why not ICC Mace? Okay.
Is not calculated as ICC trophy for Virat Kohli. But ICC Maze is a year by year.
Sorry, why not the ICC?
Maze is not calculated as an ICC trophy for Virat Kohli.
I didn't get it.
You get the mace if you're number one, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think
If you finish,
there was that time, you remember, Dhoni also got presented the
At
mace.
that time, you didn't have
2009.
that World Test Championship final. So now you have introduced that World Test Championship final just to, add value, because
Test cricket,
at times, a lot of players would see that the Test cricket was becoming a little irrelevant, maybe. And just to add significance and relevance to Test cricket, ICC introduced this concept of World Test Championship. So that's what it is. Otherwise, a Test match, a lot of Indian captains have held that case. So how do you see Neeraj Chopra? I believe that's Abhinav Gupta is saying, and now Sania being roped in women's. Neeraj Chopra was there for the under-19 women's
He
World
was
Cup.
just there to give them a pep talk.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
But Sania Mirza, that's a very interesting choice. I mean, she herself said in that interview that with the official Twitter handle of RCB, she said that I would want to ensure that the way how I mentor, the way how I want to handle pressure, that is the first primary thing that she wants to inculcate.
She said that tennis and cricket have many pressure points, which is similar, and with everything that I've learned over the years when it comes to dealing with these pressure points, I hope with my association with this franchise, I can pass that on to the younger lot.
Absolutely. So that's why I mean, it's a very surprising that you got a tennis player into a cricket setup.
See, there's both ways of looking
But pressure and any elite athlete, if they want to contribute,
but then you can also say that you have
Sania Mirza has a very deep rooted association with cricket. Of course, her husband, then her sister Anam's husband is also a cricketer. Of course, not hasn't played to that level, but her father-in-law is Mohammad Azharuddin, former India captain. Her own husband, Sania's husband, is a former captain, former Pakistan captain. I think she can.
Still going strong in the PSL.
So you never say never with Shoaib Malik.
Shoaib Malik, yeah, who knows? 2024 T20 World Cup, he could be back for Pakistan.
Yeah.
Most people in Pakistan do well towards the 40 age weight. Remember Imran Khan in 1992?
Yeah, she came out of
Misbah, Yunus Khan, all do well when they reach 40s or cross 40. So that's how it is, and thank you so much. And can we call it, or shall we take some more comments?
I think we are done. We'll be back mid innings.
Mid innings, we'll be back for India versus West Indies. They are 4 for 1 and 2 overs. So subscribe to Sportsray, tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And also we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you. Bye-bye. Vanakkam. See you in the mid innings.